in the wood stove, that's a bad spot.
Not
Isn't
in it, underneath it, but that's as bad. You know, we didn't even realize it was under there, and then all of a sudden we started hearing it hissing and all that stuff. Now, we didn't start the fire, but, you know, again, this cat has not been a friendly cat. It's like a feral inside cat. You know, so my brave son picked up the cat, and I mean, you know, it was like going at it. But it's now hiding somewhere else in the house, and we will not see it again for about 2 months.
That's the little critter that made a home in your server, wasn't it, last year sometime, and you couldn't figure out what was going on with it, and wasn't that the one that was hiding in there?
Oh, yeah, it was in my server case, which is about 7 feet tall. It has air conditioning in it. You know, it does have a couple openings in the back, and it got in there. And that wasn't the problem. Besides chewing up some wires, it was the other problem. It used it as a litter box.
Oh, boy. Yeah, that will cause some issues. I can see that happening.
Well, it causes an issue when you have to try to clean it out. I'll tell you that much. Well, a person who, was out with his wife, you know, going to a Christmas dinner, stopped to buy a lottery ticket. Well, that taking his wife out to dinner for Christmas was a smart move because it was worth $250,000 after taxes.
That was a smart move. I wonder if he told his wife about it.
His wife was right there. I mean, okay. If it was my wife, I would have said, "Hey, guess what? Here's $250,000. Well, guess what? Here's your $50,000. I'll take the $200,000. I'm going to Jamaica. I'll see you when the money runs out."
Oh boy. Yeah, when the money runs out. You might see her the next day.
Yeah, well, it depends what casino I go to.
She might buy a nice car and say, well, I need to see you again.
Well, a reported burglar in a North Carolina home turned out to be a robotic vacuum cleaner.
Oh, wow. Those things stir up a lot of things. I've seen a lot of issues with those people setting off alarms and things like that, like you're kind of mentioning. I imagine that's what happened. But my question is, how did it turn on by itself?
I don't know. Maybe they didn't turn it off, and it just kind of like went against the wall and just sat there dormant. And then all of a sudden it decided to move. I have no idea, but could you imagine all of a sudden you're sleeping, right? And you start hearing noises in the downstairs. And you're thinking, oh, my God. Hey, Helen, somebody has broke in the house. Or it could be Helen saying, hey, George, somebody's in the house. And George says, well, why don't you go down and check? Well, George, you're the man of the family. Yeah, but they don't usually shoot women.
Well, I don't know what he's thinking, but you got to go down. It sounds like maybe it's paranormal. Maybe a ghost turned it on just to spook them a little bit, and now they got to find the courage of which one's going to go down and check it out.
Oh yeah. Well, I can't wait. We're about 15 minutes away. Then we have the news. Then we have Timothy Cullen. Again, people are emailing me, and I want to thank you on that because, somebody said they got a new car for Christmas from their wife. Another person said they got a motorcycle from their wife. And then one of their wives said that, oh, my husband bought me a 72-inch big screen TV. I'm so happy, but he didn't buy me a DVD player to go with it.
How dare them?
Well, I would have been just happy with a 72-inch big screen TV. I mean,
I know.
Well, maybe he was just waiting, for your birthday to buy you the DVD player. I don't know.
Yeah, those things are DVD players. Man, they're so cheap. You can get them $20 anywhere, even the Wally place there. But even there, they've got them big screen TVs. They were almost giving them away at their prices.
Well, don't forget though, there is a difference when you buy an off-brand big screen TV. Okay, you're buying it for a short term. In other words, if you go out and buy a major brand, big screen TV, for example, and you stay with a major brand, you can count on it lasting 5 to 7 years. Now, according to statistics I've been reading, when you go buy these off-brand ones, if you only use it like you're in college and you're, using it an hour or two a day, or you're using it like an hour or two a day, it'll last you a year or two. But if you're a housewife, right, it's supposed to be cleaning the house during the day, but you're watching, TV during the day. That TV is going to last less than a year. And so you get what you pay for. I mean, let's face it. I even myself, I got a 52-inch big screen or whatever it is for $119.
Wow, that is cheap. Jeez.
Yeah, I don't know how long it's going to last. After I bought it, I started looking at the reviews, and that's when I found out. It said that the TV is a good quality as long as you don't use it more than an hour or two a day.
Really?
Yeah, because it wears out fast. The capacitors and all that stuff it was designed to sell cheap.
Oh, the old flux capacitors. Yeah, those things are tough to get. You got to go back to the future to get them.
Yeah, well, you know what it is. They design stuff to last a certain amount of time, and you can do that. When you buy something that you pay more money for, they put better components in it, and it'll last a lot longer. You buy something cheap, they use cheap components in it, and it's not going to hold up. But again, I only use it maybe 3-4 hours a week. That's the most I'll ever use it. So it could last me a couple years if I'm around that long.
I think it'll last you longer than that. I think it will. But, it's about making money. If you can make something not quite as good for a few dollars and people are buying it, they can, it's about the volume of the sales more than the big sale all at once. Because if it goes bad, you're going to go back and get another. More than likely, you're going to get another cheap one.
Yeah. Now, you know what? The whole point is I wasn't going to spend $500 or $400 for a big screen TV that in my studio. That's where it's at. I got 2 big screens in here. One I'm going to be using when we go on Twitch here in about a week and a half and do a live TV show of, with our broadcasts going out to the radio stations. And then I have another one I can, I hate to say it, I'm not doing it tonight, but I was, like one of the nights I was on the air, I was watching War of the Worlds without the sound. So it kept me occupied in between the dead spots.
Yeah. Listen, your studio is a perfect place for $119 55-inch screen TV. Perfect place.
Well, I don't know. My grandkids were here for, because of the situation with our grandkids, my children, their wives, they work and whatever. And then they're at the age where they want to have Christmas at their house on Christmas. And I don't blame them because that's the way we used to be. So at Christmas time, they have their Christmas. We sit and watch TV. Then the first Saturday after Christmas, that's when we give our Christmas and have everybody over for a big dinner and exchange gifts. And that's where I got a lot of candy. Remember I said that? I got a year's supply of candy. Yeah. And sausages. I got so many. I like pepperoni, okay? They know that. And I like sausages. So I didn't get 1 or 2. I got a couple dozen of those also.
A bunch of sausages for Christmas. That's funny. But it sounds like your Christmas is kind of like a Halloween. You get a lot of candy.
Yeah, pretty much. But you know what? What I was going to say is my grandkids always come in the studio. They want to see it. They came in the studio and like 2 of them started crying right away because they saw, the skeleton hanging from the ceiling. They saw the witch or the ghoul on the wall. Then they saw the 2 big ones. Okay? And then they saw Freddy Krueger. And that was it. They were out of here that fast.
They didn't even get a chance to hear him talk back to him?
No, they were crying.
Oh, boy, they was traumatized. But they really would have been crying if they had heard them things. They talk, too. That's the scary part when they start talking.
Yeah, my son's big dogs
Oh, Lord.
They won't even come in. They come in here. But if I hit one of the buttons on one of these little creatures, they're gone. They're scared.
Yeah, and listen, them two dogs is huge. You got to hear them galloping through there, I'm sure.
Oh, not that. Is when they run down the hallway and they hit the bedroom door. Now, 3 weeks ago that we had to replace the whole door and door frame because they were running down the hallway and they didn't stop.
Wow.
You know, doors. The doors are not like they used to be. They're not solid. They're not even wood anymore. Most of the doors you go buy, especially, I'm not going to say where, but you go buy them. They're composite.
Yeah.
Okay? And you got these two big dogs that weigh about 130 pounds each. That's like 260 pounds slamming at a full run. And guess what? They go right through the door.
Yeah, them cheap doors won't take very much of, 230-pound dogs coming at them at 10 mile an hour or better and bouncing into it. It's not going to take much of that.
Yeah, and then my son sits there and says, well, hey, Dad, don't forget these dogs are still, puppies yet. They're 11 months old. They're going to gain another 25, 30 pounds.
Wow. Yeah, and they're probably going to get bigger and bigger appetites, too.
Oh, yeah. My wife last night, right, was frying chicken.
Oh, boy.
Okay? And it was almost done. And she turned to get something out of the refrigerator. Here's the one big one. And Pluto is the name of the dog. It decides it is going to eat all the chicken. Now, this frying pan the chicken is frying. It didn't stop the dog at all. It just grabbed the chicken out and ran.
Wow, your wife must have been livid.
Yeah, it was called TV dinners last night.
The dogs ate good, didn't they? They had nice hot fried chicken right out of the pan.
Yeah, then we had to get the bones out of their mouth.
Oh, boy. So you had to stick your arm halfway down their throat.
You pretty much up to about the middle of your forearm, that's all.
What a sight that must have been. You must have been chasing them big boys around.
Oh, yeah. So anyway, I hope tonight we get some really interesting facts out from Timothy Cullen. But you know what? Now, tomorrow we're off, and then New Year's we're off. So we're going to take 2 days off. Then we're going to come back, and then we're going to talk about UFOs and all kinds of stuff here. And it's going to be a great New Year on Night Dreams Talk Radio After Dark. A lot of things are happening, which I'm not even going to tell anybody after the first of the year. I haven't even told you, James, because I'm scared you might tell somebody else.
I'm not going to tell. I'm pretty much like a hermit anyway. I won't say that.
You're not. You're not a hermit, because a hermit wouldn't get on their bicycle and go to the store.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. It's been too cold to go anywhere, even in a car. It hasn't been the last couple of days, but tomorrow's starting back to winter again, so that's going to be a shocker.
Yeah. Well, it's better than 3 feet of snow.
Oh, yeah. No, you can have the 3 foot of snow.
Yeah. Well, we got our fireplace uncovered today, and that's kind of cool. We've got a fire log in it. It heats the house up nice and toasty. I kind of miss that. Yeah,
if you got fireplaces, you might as well put the wood on there and let it go. Heat that place up.
Oh, yeah. It sure cuts down on the power bill, I can tell you that much. I mean, when you have electric heat and you have a 6,000 square foot house, it really, your power bill is expensive.
Yeah.
And what we did is we converted a temporary. We had an extra rec room, and one of my other sons was living in it for a while, and we put a wall up and all that stuff. Well, after he's gone now, we decided to take the wall down, take all the stuff out of there, and put it back as a rec room, and that gave us back the stove. But I can honestly tell you, when we were using that wood stove, it cut our power bill in half.
Yeah, we used to have one when I was a kid, and it cut our power bill in half, too. And believe me, I had to do all the chopping and splitting, so I know all about that.
Oh, yeah. Well, it gave you those muscles you have.
Yeah, don't tell nobody.
Yeah. Oh, why not?